Hey you guys, today we're gonna make a sculpture. A sculpture is a piece of 3D art. That means you can see it from different angles. Unlike drawings, which are flat on paper, your sculpture will stand up. We're gonna make our sculpture out of cut out shapes from cardboard. These can be assembled in different ways. Let's get started.
Okay, so first things first, you guys, we are going to get started by making our shapes, right? So remember, we are going to be creating all of these different pieces for our sculpture that we're going to be able to combine later on. So I have some pre-cut pieces of cardboard. You may need a parent or someone, maybe an older sibling, to help you cut, depending on how thick your cardboard is. But once you have your cardboard, you're gonna want your scissors, some kind of marker to draw the shapes in the first place, markers to color, and then really I'm using a cup just to help me get a couple circles because those are kind of the tricky shape. So what you are gonna do now is using your marker or whatever, you can use a pencil, it doesn't matter. The first thing you're gonna do is create some shapes. Circles here. You need at least 2 circles for your base. So that's what you must have. Once you have this, you can kind of create whatever shapes you want, right? So here I have some hearts. I have an S to go with my first name, which is Sarah. And then I have some diamonds, I have a square, so really it's up to you. Once you have that, you're gonna start cutting. I like to take my shapes and cut them into smaller sections first so that it's easier for me to go around, and I kind of just create smaller chunks. All right, I'm gonna do this. After you get your shapes cut out is to start coloring them. I did front and back my shapes. I had my mom actually help me with these. You know, you can have all sorts of people help you. Do a couple, have a party. It'll be great. And I started to do different designs. So with your markers, you can use crayons, whatever you have going for you. You're just gonna start adding color. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. And then I will show you the next step in just a hot second. All right, when you have your shapes all decorated, the next step is to cut them so that they have these notches. Now you can see I already did a lot of these with their little notches, and all it is I'm just cutting my shapes so that I can fit them together. They're gonna connect together in those spaces. But what you do need to make sure you do is for those 2 circles that we talked about, for one circle, you're gonna cut it in half so that you have 2 pieces, okay? And then on this rainbow part, the curved part of my half circle, semicircle, I'm gonna just cut, not all the way, just halfway, make 1 notch here, and then 1 notch here, okay? And these are gonna be the base of my sculpture. With my other circle, I'm gonna cut just 4 pieces, 4 notches, so that it looks like there's 4 sections that are coming towards the middle. But make sure you don't cut all the way in the middle. If you do that, you're gonna end up with a bunch of separate pieces. And we want these together. What we're gonna do is we're gonna connect them in those points so that we can create and build our shape. And you can take them apart and then make a new sculpture whenever you want. I'll show you how to assemble. All right, you guys, so the first thing to do when we're gonna assemble our sculpture is to take your 2 half circles, right? And then one of your full circles. And you can see I put this one with all of your guys' schools. And I cut it so that it had 4 little notches, okay? And that's where we're gonna assemble. So using my half circle, I'm gonna line up the 2 notches so that they kind of slide and fit together. And that's how we're gonna get our sculpture to stand. So I'm gonna take this other one and I wanna use it for support. And there you go. Now, yours may be perfectly flat like mine is right now, or it may not, and that's okay. You just kind of want to tip it with your finger and make sure that it's staying where it is. We built a nice solid base. From there, it's just a matter of taking all of your pieces however you want them and lining up those notches, sliding them together so that we create one of our sculptures. And the really cool thing about this, you guys, is that when you're done with this, you know, you can take it apart and completely redo it, right? It's entirely up to you and what you want to build. One thing you might want to think about is the shape, right? Are you adding a lot of interest? Are you using different colors, different pieces, fitting them together in fun ways? I like to think about also making sure it's balanced, right? So if I were to put everything on this side right here, it wouldn't be very balanced and it might tip over or it might kind of look funny. And so you want to think about how can I add things all around my sculpture so that it is interesting to look at all the way around. Let's see. I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna add a piece, I think right here. And then this final one, I'm gonna add it right here. So the 2 hearts are gonna connect. And there you go. You have a sculpture where I can turn it around and you can see all the different pieces. You can see it from all directions. We made our own sculpture. Right like that. All right, when you're done with this, guys, take it apart and reassemble it again. Have fun building your sculptures, guys. I cannot wait to see what you create.